let's play a game. A little game called Name That Horror Movie. Here we go. In the next 3 minutes, I'm gonna describe 3 scenes from 3 different horror movies. Your job is to try to guess which movies they are. Ready? Let's do it. Scene No. 1. We are deep in the woods. A young woman named Elif is walking up to an isolated cabin with her boyfriend, Mert. She wants to show him this place because it's connected to some strange events that have been happening to her lately. But the moment they approach the cabin, weird things start to happen. The sound of rusted hinges creaking open can be heard even though there's no wind. And then they notice something even weirder. A small child's handprint left on the doorframe. It glows faintly, seeming to pulse with an eerie light. And when Elif opens the door, pages from a worn leather journal flutter out, revealing chilling entries written in a faded ink. Emily to 1987, Jacob to 1993. It reads, the dates send a shiver down Elif's spine. Then she notices something else. The name at the top of the page seems to be scratched out and replaced with another one. A name that sends a chill through her to her core. Tonight, Scene No. 2. Now, inside the cabin, Elif and Mert search for answers and soon discover a hidden compartment containing more pages from the same journal, now bearing even darker secrets. As they read the disturbing entries, whispers seem to echo around them. At first, it's faint, but then the whispers grow louder, taking on a sinister tone. Veni, Vidi, Devora. They hiss in a chilling Latin chant. The shadows on the wall writhe and crawl like insects, mimicking the movements of the whispers. Suddenly, Mert freezes, his eyes wide with terror. His voice matches a recording made by a victim from 1987, repeating the same chilling phrase, "They're here." But before he can explain, the shadows engulf him, pulling him into the darkness. Alone and terrified, Elif discovers the journal's final page, which shows a sketch of Elif's face drawn in what appears to be blood. And as she shuts the book, she hears the whispers again, this time directed at her. They tell her she'd join Mert soon, that tonight will be her last night alive. Just then, Mert's shadow appears in the window, waving frantically, begging for help. But as Elif watches in horror, the shadow continues, moving despite his body disappearing into the darkness. His mouth opens and closes as if trying to speak, but no sound comes out. Then his jaw unhinges, stretching impossibly wide as he whispers, "We're hungry, ... Scene No. 3 days earlier, Elif prepared an elaborate feast as part of an unsettling ritual meant to appease an evil presence haunting her. Now she waits anxiously for Mert to return home, hoping the sacrifice will satisfy whatever dark force is watching over them. When he arrives, however, his face is pale and drawn, his eyes haunted by a nameless dread. Despite this, he plays along, helping Elif carry out the ritual. Together, they burn the journal, releasing the trapped souls within. The fire dances wildly, casting grotesque shadows that writhe and twist on the cabin walls. Suddenly, a swarm of flies emerges from the fireplace, buzzing incessantly. As the flames die down, revealing the journal's final page, which shows a sketch of Elif's face drawn in what appears to be blood. Then, just as the whispers predicted, Mert becomes the first to fall, possessed by an unseen entity that has been watching over them. Screaming in terror, Elif desperately tries to pull him back from the brink, but the darkness is too strong. His eyes roll back in his head, His mouth contorts into a horrifying grin, revealing teeth that are far too long and sharp. With a strength that seems otherworldly, he throws Elif to the ground, pinning her beneath his weight. His voice, now a distorted and evil growl, echoes with hunger as he tells her it's time for her to become the next meal for the darkness that consumes all. Did you guess correctly? If you thought sinister, you'd be wrong. Those were actually scenes from a movie called The Whisperer. But don't worry, it's not out yet, so you have a chance to catch it when it premieres on Shudder this November. In fact, I was so impressed with your guesses that IVA decided to share an exclusive deleted scene with you right now. So let's take a look. As the film's protagonist, Elif, prepares for her upcoming ritual, she places candles and flowers on a table while speaking in a shaky voice. You must understand, I am doing this for us. I'm preparing a peace offering for the creature, so it will leave us alone. Just then, a fly lands on her arm, and she swats at it irritably. Just leave me alone, would you? Can't you see, I'm busy? After shooing away the fly, she turns back to her preparations, determined to protect both herself and Mert from the evil presence haunting them. But as the scene fades out, we hear the sound of footsteps approaching. Could someone be spying on her? Or is the entity growing closer, drawn to the scent of fear? Now it's your turn. How well do you know your horror movie villains? This Halloween season, get ready to put your knowledge to the test with our spine-chilling quiz. Who's that slasher? Think you know your way around an axe murderer? Do you know your slashers from your stalkers? Prove it. Test your knowledge against the clock in this terrifying trivia challenge. Click here to play Who's That Slasher, and may the odds be ever in your favor.